Why aren't you working right now? I was fired for refusing to work overtime. I was hired as a software developer. During the interview, they told me they had a strict no overtime policy, and if I ever had to work overtime, I would get paid for it. After a few months, they started asking me to work overtime. I agreed, thinking I would get paid for it, but they never did. I brought it up, and they said they would look into it. A few weeks later, they asked me to work overtime again. I said I would, but only if I got paid for it. They said they would look into it again. This happened a few more times. Eventually, I refused to work overtime until I got paid for the overtime I had already worked. They called me into a meeting and said they would pay me for the overtime I had worked, but I had to work overtime whenever they asked. I said I would work overtime, but only if I got paid for it. They said they would look into it. A few days later, they called me into another meeting and said they were letting me go because I refused to work overtime. I reminded them of their no overtime policy and that I had agreed to work overtime if I got paid for it. They said they would look into it.